So as we said, the Sahara is the world's largest desert. Those yellow regions on the map are like extreme areas of desert where there's the least water in the world available and the least precipitation. So to travel through those regions, plans have to be made to carry water, to be able to transport it. You can see that Australia is mostly desert from this map. That's kind of interesting. And the Sahel is a dry grassland that's on the southern edge of the Sahara. And this photo here shows you kind of what you're going to look like in this Sahel when you're driving by. So there's going to be some of these kind of sandy, deserty patches, and then some growth, of grasses, but it's pretty dry. And then the Kalahari. So there's a view at the Kalahari, a few trees that grow there, but mostly just scrubby and sandy, and there's specifically where it's located, modern-day Botswana, Namibia, a bit there. Note C to write down is that the Kalahari, of course, is a desert in southern Africa. Pretty straightforward there. This is a concept to write down, number 6, desertification. This is something when we want to preserve God's world that we want to avoid, and that is where land that has been arable and farmable, and so basically the sandy areas are extending, and we don't want that to happen because we need those farmlands to grow food for the people that live around. So here are some pictures of attempts to prevent desertification, to kind of get the sand out of the buildings. And letter A to write down is that the Sahara spreads in most directions, the sand continues to spread about 10 miles per year. And there are things that conservationists can do in these regions to kind of plant certain crops that prevent erosion, to not run out of water, and to try to plan irrigation accordingly in the surrounding regions. Some have built anti-sand shields. Okay. Can be agricultural use, deforestation, overgrazing. And you might be like, well, agricultural use, don't we need to use the land for that? And we do. So the option needs to be to basically try to rotate crops, choose crops that are going to replenish the soil in between crops that deplete the soil, etc. And here is a photo, kind of seeing some cattle really glad to have that source of water, and then the desert surrounding that. B is that desertification is caused by a combination of natural factors. So, sometimes the hardship of living on this earth, and that we have to toil by the sweat of our brow for the food that we need. Kind of the, Adam's punishment, if you will. And then human factors as well to help to conserve the resources. Number 7 is that the Great Rift Valley is a 3,000-mile long seismically active valley in East Africa. So that's pretty cool.